All right, good morning. We're going to go ahead and get started on our morning work. So if you please get your morning workbook out, and we're going to go to page 24. That's the page that you worked on yesterday. Let's see, put myself over here. That's where I'm used to being. There we go. Okay, so the top part under language says read the sentence and then rewrite it. Replace the underlined noun with a pronoun. So we're looking at Nora swims to the diving board. So if we were going to change the diving board to one pronoun, we could change it to the word it. So Nora swims to it. Okay, if you didn't have that, go ahead and pause this so that you can get it fixed. Number 2 says, Drake and I study together. So what's one pronoun we can use for two people, including yourself? We. We study together. Boy, today my throat is bothering me. Number 3 says, Mom will take Paul and Cam to the park. Now, it's not including a pronoun that would be including us, so we're talking about other people. So we can replace it with them. So Mom will take them to the park. Okay? If you have a mistake, just go ahead and fix it. Don't worry about that, but we don't want to leave a mistake. We can fix the mistake. Okay, so for math, it says, last summer, Gina spent 360 hours playing outside. Lindsay spent 264 hours playing outside. What is the difference between how many hours Gina and Lindsay played outside? So difference means we are going to subtract. All right, so we're going to take the 360 and put that on top. Sorry, I'm home. Okay, and we're going to subtract the 264. Okay, so now we always want to put the bigger number on top because we may need to borrow a little bit. And when we borrow, we're just taking something and breaking it back down. All right, so we have 4 ones, taking them away from 0 ones. We can't do that. So we need to go next door and borrow one group of 10. So that's going to leave him with 5 groups, and we're going to put this one as 10. Now we can subtract. 10 minus 4 is 6. Okay, so now we're moving over to the 10 spot. I have 6 10s, trying to take them out of 5 10s. I can't do that. So now I'm going to have to borrow from this guy. Take 100, leaves them with 200, and I make this 15. 15 minus 6 is 9. That makes 96 hours. Okay. All right. So the way you can check your math to make sure you got it correct would be if you took this number, 264, and added the 96, and that should equal the 360. 4 plus 6 is 10, carry 1. 6 plus 9 is 15, plus 1 more is 16, carry 1. 1 plus 2 is 3, 360. And that's the right answer. The 96 hours is the difference between how much time they spent. All right. On the bottom, Jax is working on a school project. It's about earthworms. He is going to speak in front of his whole class. While Jax is giving his speech, he will show the class photos of earthworms. The last time Jax gave a speech, he made some mistakes, but it was okay because his teacher told him how he could do better next time. During his last speech, Jax looked down at his feet instead of looking at his classmates. He mumbled instead of speaking clearly. Jax also forgot to create a poster. He really wants his speech about earthworms to be better. Write a prediction for what Jax will do during his speech about earthworms. Okay, I predict. Now, you might have a different answer, but this is what I predict. I predict Jax will make a poster and he will practice his speech so he doesn't mumble. Sometimes we get so nervous we start to mumble. All right, and then number 6, what will happen if Jax doesn't pay attention to what his teacher said? Okay, he might get a low grade or be even more embarrassed. He might get embarrassed that he's not ready. So you might have a different answer, and that is totally fine. You don't have to change it. But if you needed help, there you go. All right, make sure you pause it if you need some time. We're going to flip it over and go to page 25. Put my little marker on the next page so I know where we are. If I rip my page out a little bit. All right, so at the top, it says language. It says write 2 sentences about your family. Use the bold pronoun. So in this sentence about your family, you need to use the word it. And in this sentence about your family, you need to use the word we. Okay? When you write your complete sentences. Number 3, under math, solve the problem and show your work. So that's why there's all this the space here so that you can show what you did and how you got your answer. So a scientist is using tools to count bats in a cave. On the first day, she counted 803 bats. The next day, she counted 509 bats. How many bats had left the cave on the second day? Okay. So the first day she came in, there were 803. When she came back, there was only 509. So some left. How many left? How many did you take away? And on the bottom, read the text, then answer the questions. Number 4 says, did what you think was going to happen actually happen? So it must have made us think of something when we read it. Number 5 says, what was the difference between what you thought would happen and what actually happened? So we're going to be explaining a difference. Okay, so let's read the story. Joe Ellen was having a birthday party at the beach on Saturday. The weather report said that it may rain. Joe Ellen thought rainy days were the worst. They always ruined her plans. She started thinking of other places to have her party. She talked to her parents and decided to have it at the skating rink, even though she really wanted to have it at the beach. Joe Ellen kept hoping that Saturday would be sunny. That morning she woke up and looked outside her window. It was a bright and sunny day. She ran to her closet and pulled out her favorite skates. Did what you think was going to happen actually happen? And what was the difference between what you thought was going to happen and what actually happened? So you kind of have to write down what you thought was going to happen and then hear what you thought was going to happen, but what actually did happen. All right? So that's the page you're going to work on today, and then we will correct it tomorrow. And then since tomorrow is Friday, we won't have a new page to do. We'll just correct our page from today. All right, guys, I will see you over in vocabulary.